Hi, my dear beloved friends. Our next topic of discussion will be Almine's teaching on 3 levels of mastery, which she also calls 3 rings of magic. We are going to explore first 2 levels, their advantages and disadvantages, their strong suits and their weaknesses, and we will see how they progressively bring us to our utmost goal, the ring number 3, which is also known as the high magic of the infinite. But so many of the truth seekers are not even slightly aware of this progression. And there are those who believe that nothing else exists beyond the first ring of magic. And if someone gets stuck within the first ring, it may even cost them their lives, in spite of their short-term great successful achievements. Let's start from the very beginning. The first ring magic. The miracle working power is beyond extraordinary. But it's a very complex system that involves great amounts of information, which needs to be studied, about countless rules, guidelines, symbologies, and complex rituals. And all of this for just a simple reason. This level of magic involves an extremely complex system of interaction with multiple levels of the spirit realms. They have been existing for countless billions and billions of years. Their indwellers are discarnate human souls that belong to a very complex hierarchical system, which is their mega source of their mega power. And if you ever encountered perhaps online the websites with such luring invitations as, if you want to become super, super, super powerful, join our secret society and we will teach you how. But it will be a very long and complex process, actually lifelong. It literally takes a lifelong dedication that involves taking multiple vows, multiple initiations, and people are notified that breaking those vows may cost them their lives. Although there are some that say, I don't care. I want power now. I want this guy or girl to be mine now. I want millions of dollars now, power to levitate, telekinesis, cities, all kinds of supernatural powers at any cost now. Unfortunately, they don't care if they have to pay with their own souls. They don't care if they want it now. Really, we can hardly call it advantages. But nevertheless, this is the fastest way to achieve short-term goals. The spirit realms seem exceptionally generous in sharing their truly magnificent supernatural power that may include teleportation, telekinesis, shape-shifting, mind control that force anyone to romantic relationships or business relationship against their other people's will. And first ring magic adept feels like being God of the universe until he lost his life to the spirit realms. They are generous, but not for free, of course. The cost of enormous supernatural power is life force of the recipients. But to be more precise, it's their lives in all their totality. So how fair is the exchange? To enjoy a couple of years of enormously great supernatural powers and then to lose life force and eventually entire life, we know that there is no such thing as guaranteed eternal life of a soul. The power is beyond extraordinary, yes, but it belongs to the spirit realms and never to a recipient. And this is the way how the spirit realms maintain their existence, by luring physical beings into giving them their life force. And they develop billions of methods and all kinds of traps to take people into their domain. Of course, by using their weaknesses and ambitions, sex, money, hunger for power, desire to impress others with their supernatural abilities, such as clairvoyance, fortune telling, displays of all kinds of supernatural manifestations, including even healing terminal diseases and things like that. That's why they always have so-called etheric assistants that actually do all the work, because they know that they'll be paid for it. It's just a matter of a little bit of time. Those discarnate beings introduce themselves as angels, demons, ascended masters, spirit guides, and the like, using people's religious belief systems and superstitions. So if people believe in angels, they will say that they're the angels, etc. Some of them are super powerful, yes, as they have built up their enormous energy resource for billions of years, feeding on the human life force. And they keep doing the same with the same methods. And those especially super powerful elite discarnate beings, yes, they're happy to be involved, but only for the great prize, for human sacrifices. This is what hides behind missing people, especially children, lost people, disappearing people. They're being stolen to be sacrificed. This is also the reason behind world wars, the acts of terrorism. This is what some people are ready to do for just a few years of unlimited money, sex, and power. Their philosophy is, I want it today, and I don't care about tomorrow. Sounds like black magic? Yes. The first ring magic is the ring of black magic. Any involvement with the spirit realms is the black magic. There's no such thing as good, well-meaning, and benevolent discarnate beings. The only thing they want is to eat, to survive at all costs. And if they need to pretend to be good beings of light, they'll do that. If a discarnate being knocks our door and says, I see your sorrows, I see your troubles, and my heart is filled with compassion. And now I want to give you power, money, and glory, and all your enemies will tremble before you, and things like that. We know that our door must remain closed to such offers. Sounds like popular money-making schemes such as invest $100 and you'll become a multi-millionaire within 3 months. And there are some who make such a so-called investment, and guess what happens after 3 months? Nothing, except they lost their $100 3 months ago. And they send out those emails to billions of people in the world. So who wins in this game? Them, of course, if we can call it winning. If the offer is too unrealistic, it should make us alert. The most logical question would be $1 million may only be a reward for some substantial efforts and achievements. It has to be built up. The same is the supernatural power. It's available to all of us, and no spirit realms are needed in a role of intermediaries in order to make it available for ourselves. And we are going to talk about it in many details in our next videos, especially when we'll be discussing the second and the third ring of magic. You can be truly all-powerful, omnipotent, and omniscient, and keep your life force within yourself and live forever. No losses at all. What does discarnate villains really do? By their deceitful lies and unrealistic false promises, they attempt to make us forget about our true power, which is infinitely more powerful than theirs. This is also the reason why information about our true power and how to use it seems non-existent. All the information available about the supernatural is packaged either by religions or so-called schools of mystery and magic, and some of them exist underground, like as well, secret societies, secret orders, and things like that. And all of them are directly associated with the spirit realms, of course. The message of all of them is literally the following. If you want power, you must join us. You must follow us, and you must live according to our rules. And those rules definitely include invocation of spirit beings, prayers, and things like that. It's very hard, almost impossible, to find religious, shamanic, or magical circles that don't interact with the spirit realms. The strategy is to make sure that their adept's consciousness is not able to access information about their own true power that comes from their own true selves. I try to explain to someone that there's no such thing as higher powers, and that he is his only highest power in his life. And the response that I received was, "Oh, Sergey, you explained to me so well. You're such a wonderful teacher. Yes, I understand. I am my own highest power, but please teach me some morning prayers and how I can be sure that I live according to God's will." This is the evidence of how tight the spirit realms and their earthly human servants hold people's minds in their billion-years-old matrices. And we are not too naive to think that the world will suddenly wake up to the truth just by watching this video. But there are some of us who built up necessary amount of personal energy to be able to take a hold of it and use it to set ourselves free from this deadly hold of the spirit realms and to exit the first ring of magic completely, immediately, right now. The first step out of this deadly ring is to exit all kinds of dependent and codependent relationships with the spirit realms and also with the physical people. We stop looking outside of our own selves for the source of power, emotional fulfillment, and supernatural assistance. And you'll immediately find yourself within the second ring of magic, which is truly the entry level into the high magic of the infinite. Your true mastery really starts from the second ring of magic. We'll tell you more about it in our next week's video, but if briefly, there are not even slightest involvement of the spirit realms on this level. And it's the beginning of your exploration of the true power of your true self. Here on this level, you absolutely know that you are the one and only highest power over your own life. And you begin to see direct connection between your inner states of being and the states of your immediate environment. You find that even the slightest change within affects your world around you, and that you don't need any etheric assistance or invisible forces to make it happen. Talk to you soon.